President Zelensky, you look fabulous in that suit.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, you look good.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, looks good.
I said the one that attacked you last time. See, that was it. I remember that.
Yeah, I apologize to you. You look wonderful. No, my first question for you, President Zelensky.
In the same suit. You see, I changed. You are not.
So that is Marjorie Greene's boyfriend. I think he technically has a name, but most people know him as Marjorie Greene's boyfriend. And yeah, he's the guy that embarrassed America across the world by asking Zelensky at the last summit, why aren't you wearing a suit? Why, like, I know you flew over from active war zone. Why aren't you wearing a suit? You should wear a suit. Obviously, we take fashion very seriously here. And it was very embarrassing. And so now Zelensky had to put on like a more formal military thing or something. And Glenn brings it up because that's what's important for the press pool in DC right now. Hey, remember we had that moment that was deeply embarrassing and shallow and immature? I'm gonna do a callback, that'll be fun. It's something I can talk about with Marge later. And look, Zelensky had a little joke about it, which was kind of funny. But like, dude, Brian Glenn, his people are dying. Like what, 100,000, 150,000 Ukrainians have died. He's desperately trying to cling to the future of his nation, their sovereignty. He's wearing a suit now. We're not a serious place. I know that we've got nukes and we've got money, not as much as we once did. We've got that stuff, and that might lead people to think that we're serious because, like, in theory, we can blow you up if we want to, but we're not a serious place. We're a failed state, and I don't just mean in terms of infrastructure or finances or the hopes of the next generation. Like that sort of stuff just festering inside of the White House. It reminds me of like in House of the Dragon in the first season, like gradually as a symbol of the fact that the regime was falling, they kept cutting to like rats crawling around. Brian Glenn is the rat in the red keep that is America 2025. Anyway, what do you think, Sabrina? Did you like his outfit?
Well, I think first, Marjorie's boyfriend is not the best long-term thinker because he wouldn't have made that comment to begin with back whenever he first criticized the whole suit situation. So I think now he's trying to like, yeah, be like a little rat. He's trying to just like laugh it off so that way he can be in good graces again. So he could continue to have access and have questions because that's supposed to be his job. But yeah, you need to think more long-term, buddy.
Yeah, no, it's just embarrassing. And as one of the least important things that will hopefully change if somebody else wins in 2028 is just clearing out the detritus from the press pool. We don't need that garbage anymore. But that said, I want to jump to one other thing, okay? Brian Glenn gets to be shallow, I want to be shallow. So I was doing reading about this and there was a shot of the Oval Office. And I want to bring up this shot and I want to talk about it for a couple minutes because every day more gold is added to the Oval Office. And I'm gonna say this, and I want, if you are out there and you're in the YouTube or the Twitch chat and you think I'm wrong, please tell me. That is god awful looking. Jesus Christ, Donald Trump has no taste. And can we just say, gold is cool in very limited quantities. If you wanna wear a gold chain or gold earrings or something, maybe. The more gold you add, it isn't cool anymore. It's just maybe Iron Man or whatever, but he's flying around in a robot. He can get away with whatever color scheme he wants. That is not good looking. Can we put that up one more time? Because it isn't just that like all the frames have to be gold for some reason. What I always think an eclectic look to frames actually makes a wall look better, having different shades, and especially ones that complement the painting that's actually in there. But that's just my thought. Also, you have the plane in front of them. Why is the plane on the floor? Invest in a coffee table, okay? IKEA has many. They're useful. You can put magazines on them and stuff like that. Why do you have a plane? A kid is gonna trip over it. And then you look right over their heads and there's that weird shelf filled with strange gold cups or whatever, which seems to me like his interior decorator previously did set dressing for Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. And I'm left here just hoping that Donald Trump chooses the ornate one. That's all I want. But anyway, can we get someone with taste back in there? Because now, Sabrina, think about this. Let's say the AOC becomes president. She's gonna get in trouble by the media when she spends $20,000 stripping the gold out of the Oval Office so that it doesn't look like I don't know, the place that Saddam Hussein and his sons had their orgies. So I don't know. What do you think of the Oval Office?
I think it just goes to show that money does not equate to taste. I know we know that, but now we have a very striking visual, and it's so not only distasteful, but it's just so rude when we have such high income inequality to be spending so much money on adding gold to the White House, to be adding such an expensive ballroom to the White House when grocery prices keep rising for people. People can't afford their rents anymore. It's just, it feels like such a slap in the face to working people in the United States right now to see our president just absolutely flaunting his wealth in the office like that. So yeah, I hope whoever takes him down or out by 2028, so that we have somebody strips that out of there.
I hope so. Yeah, you're totally right. I mean, and the fact that like the $200 million for a ballroom, I need to have nicer balls. What are you in Beauty and the Beast? There are people struggling. They supposedly are your supporters. You're there to represent everyday Americans, and you're worried about having fancier dances or whatever. It's ridiculous.